Hello everyone, this is Paula and I'm back tonight to do a video in the Traveler's Notebook. It's the Get Cozy from Chic. I'll link her below. I have just recently started designing for her, so I am just having more fun with this book. I don't know if it's because it's kind of like the owl book I just did. It just makes me feel cold and I love it. I don't know why exactly, but I do. Okay, so I am taking this little cheap white string off of my flip out. This is different than the flip out we did before. So, but you still journal on the inside. Now you can add paper to that, but I would not journal enough to have several rows of paper or anything. My journaling is short and sweet, to the point, and that's the way I like it. So again, we're going to trying to figure out which way I'm supposed to do this. Okay, just like that. And then you come up across and up and around and back down, kind of like a figure 8. My fingers are not working great. And then you just trim it off, and you can change it if it ever gets where, you know, it doesn't work as good as it should. Now I've been inking part of this book and not inking the other part. So when I do ink, I'm trying to remember to ink. When I do ink, I'm using the Iced Spruce. It is a green color, but to me, it looks like blue on the paper. I'm either it's my eyes or it truly does. At least it does to me. And yeah, I'm not going to open it up and do a big old ink on it. I'm just going like this so I can just kind of swoosh some under there. It's not that big of a deal to me. I don't want to take it all apart. Okay, so this is going to go center right here. Now, what do I want to put on the front of this? Because, you know, this is too big. So I'm looking here to see what I could put on the front. I'm looking to see if I have a bird that is the right size, the right color. You know, I pulled out a few birds, but I didn't pull out every bird I have. I feel like it needs to be a small little bird, which that one's pretty small. Yeah, all of these others are too big, but now my problem with this little guy is he needs to be over. I'm going to see if I can fix it where he's not up so high. I'm just going to trim some of the branch off because it's making him taller than I want him to be. Okay, so he'll go, yeah, that's way better. Way better. So he's going to go right there, and he'll look adorable. Okay, so let me flip this over. And I'm not going to go crazy. I say I'm not going to go crazy with the glue, but I still have glue leak out. Wish I'd just quit saying that because it's never true. But it just falls out of my mouth because I always tell myself I'm not going to use too much glue. I'm a funny person. Ha, ha, ha. Now, did I not get his little tail? I guess I didn't. So let me put a little drop on his tail. All right. All right, so this was short and sweet. You know, it doesn't require anything drastic. Now, the thing about this, though, is if you want to put it in a certain way where you can slip a journaling card underneath it, you can. I'm going to put it on that way, but I'm not going to make a journaling card for it because I'm not sure I will need it. If it turns out that I need that extra journaling card, then I can always add one underneath this little thing, this little fold out. Okay, so I'm doing it in the middle, and the reason I am is because I want to be able to lift the top up and pull the bottom down and be able to journal without any problems. All right, I think it's in without any leaking. What do you know? Okay, and you can put a journaling card under there if you want. You just go right under if you want to. Yeah, right there. So that's finished. Now, this is the stencil that I used to do the center section of this page, but I decided I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to glue it on this side in the center because it's already got that fold, and I just figure why not, because you can journal on it. You can journal on this whole center section, inside here, on here. I mean, you got lots of areas to journal. So I'm not concerned about that. So I'm just concerned that it will stay where it's supposed to stay until I can get it glued down. I'll have to glue it on the other side too to keep it down, but I'm trying to get it in the right position so I can hold this paper while I put this down. Okay. I'm going to put some right here on these little circles. All right, now I'm going to pull it down while holding on to the doily at the top. Yeah. Press it down really good. Make sure nothing's leaking and can't stick to the other side. Now I'm going to flip this over because it is kind of sticking to this paper right here. So I'm going to get that off. All right, so now let's flip this over. Now I'm putting one strip of glue right there so that it will attach like it needs to. Covering the circles in the doilies, which I don't know if you know this or not, but the doilies have little roses in them. They're adorable. Okay. So I'm going to pull it up again and make sure this side is down also. So we have this side and this side fixed to journal. So I'm thinking we need to go ahead and add something right here. And I found in my stash flashcard. And it looks like it's been laminated at some point. And so I'm going to make it a side tuck. So we're going to go down this side and out here. I really went in way too far on that. But that's okay because we're not putting anything on here that is going to go all the way down into the corners. It's, you know, it's just a guest check is what I'm using. It's a very pale green guest check. And so I figure we can make a tag, or I'm thinking that we might cut out some paper, snowflake paper, and it's some that was, I think, in the Christmas kit, and or it was in this one. I'm not positive, but either way, it works. That's the main thing. Okay, so I have this pale blue, which I want to cut to make a tag. Now, as you can, not a tag, but a, I'm going to use the guest check. So I want to make it where the front of the guest check is covered. At the bottom, I want it to say guest check at the top. So whoever is making this will know what they put it on. I'm actually going to go down that far. And I'm going to draw a line with my pencil so that I can just put it right through my primer. Of course, it's brown, so I gotta hope that I can see what I'm doing here. It's got little penguins on the other side. Okay, it's just that they have brown on them. I don't like the brown, but they're so cute. Okay, now where is the bottom line? There it is. Okay, now I'm going to move the trimmer back and put it right, I'm going to glue it right down here, and then we'll put some ink around it. Excuse me, I had to have a drink. I get where I can't talk or swallow or anything if I'm thirsty. And it's because I have a dry eyes and I have dry mouth. So from Sjogren's, it's just a medical term. That's what they call it, is Sjogren's. But anyway, so we got this all ready to stick on our inventory card, our ticket. So I'm going to scoot this over for a minute so we can lay this down. I'm going to put it all the way down to the bottom. And that's the best way I know to keep it straight. And I'll just go like this and push down and make sure it's going all the way down. Now this, once this dries, I may take it to the sewing machine and sew around it. But it has way too much glue on it right now to do that. Okay, so now I think what we can do is, I'm thinking that we can put some of this on here. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? We could put it across the top, and you'll still be able to see the guest check portion. It's just that where it says guest check, it's just that you'll have to see through. Oh my goodness, that just popped apart. Let me get another piece. Oh my, I pulled too hard on it, and it didn't like it. Let me get on this end. Let's see. All right, no pulling, Paula, no pulling. I decided to put it down here. That way people can see. Now I'm going to be very careful. Put it right there. You know, this is not the easiest thing to glue down, but it's cooperating pretty well. Yeah, I wish it'd open up better. Like on this end, it's like both sides are laid out on that side, on the bottom side. Okay, so I'm going to trim it off because I think I want it to make sure it fits into the side tuck really well. Yeah, that turned out cute. Now let me get the ink. And the thing I love about guest checks is, look at the journaling page. A lot of journaling on the back. So we decorate the front, and then we have all that back to journal on. Let me get up here. Get it right there. Okay. Okay, so let me clean up this mess that I made here. Then I can move my book back. Oh my goodness, I have this everywhere. Okay, and of course there's static in these in this tinsel, and I should have just used the Tim Holtz. But this was in the kit, and I like the size of this way better than the Tim Holtz. I'm so glad she stuck it in our kit. Okay, so this will go in here. Right now, I can't put it there because this is wet, but it's going to go right in here. And I think that looks great, don't you? Simple. I mean, you don't have to do complicated when you do these journals. You just make a pocket, make a tag, do whatever to spruce it up and make it look like you want it to. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there for now. And since we only have one page right here, I thought we should do something. I don't know what, but we're going to see what we can figure out. I was thinking maybe we'll take that same snowflake paper. It's not really the right blue though, is it? Let's see if this is better. Yeah, that's better. And I thought we could make a pocket with this. So, I'm going to come over here. I don't want it to be a super high pocket. So, it's going to be short, you know, pretty much. And I'm going to put it across the bottom here and see if that fits. If not, I'll cut it off some more. Yeah, I was off a little bit. Okay. I think the shorter the pocket is, the better the tag ends up looking. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing it like that. Okay, now I'm going to put it right here. Perfect. I'm trying to think what kind of tag to put there, or maybe an envelope with, you know, journaling card or something. I gotta think about it. Okay. I've not really spent much time with my husband today. So when I'm done with this video, that's my plan. Now, I got to get something out of our, let me look over here and see what we can use as a tag. She's put a lot of tags in our kit. This isn't all of them. Here is this claim check. It looks like another claim type tag. And then we've got blank tags. And here is this one. But let's see. I like the size of this one, because it gives you lots of room to journal if you should want to. Not sure about that. Let me keep looking. I have a time card, but I'm going to save it for the next page. Okay. Oh, how cute. I didn't realize she put that little one in here. But it's pink, and I'm kind of doing the blue thing. All right. So, we've got a little journaling card right there. And I'm going to look and see if we have another glassine bag envelope. We do. Right here. And look, it's going to fit. Perfect. That is perfect. So I'm going to do this around the edges. The back is solid blue, so I can journal on the back of my card here. Okay, now I want to put some kind of topper on here. So I'm thinking I could put, let me get another tag. Well, no, that's the tag I want to use. So I'm thinking about making a ticket topper. Oh, but I was going to put it inside here, wasn't I? That's okay. It will still fit. And what I'm going to do, instead of gluing it, I'm going to go ahead and just fold it in half. Okay. Come on. Cooperate. And I'm going to staple it with my tiny attacher. Let's get this on there. Make sure we're centered. All right. Yeah, I like that. Now, let's see. How do I want to do this? Let's do it like this. I want it where you can see it's a pocket and see that it's a journaling card. So I'm going to do it like this. It is real close to on fitting, but it is possible. You have to watch because you'll be putting something in on one end and the other end is snagging something. That's crazy. Okay, so we did cold on one of the other ones. I'm going to look and see what we can put on here. Let's see, we have an F. We have an F, but no L. So we have, I'm thinking of different words. I, C. Oh, I don't have a C, but I have a way of doing that. I-C-E for ice. That's what I'm going to put on this one. It's icy. I can't be super picky because there's not that many letters left. I'm just trying to make them work. And I'm going to take an O and turn it into a C. I'll show you how. I'm just going to do like this. Come on, Paula. Keep your hand steady. I start to cut and then it kind of moves. And let's see what that ends up. Oh, looks just like a C. Well, I guess I need to turn it up a little bit, don't I? Before I stick it down. Not that much. Okay, now we need an E. Okay. I don't always do like a theme where I just do the same colors and all of that. But for some reason, when I did that doily on the other side, it just told me, yeah, you gotta do something. And then I think I'm gonna add this in here, this claimed check. Yeah, so that's still wet. I'm gonna pull it out and let it stay out until we are ready for it. Now let me look and see if I've added anything back here that we want to. Oh, this is probably dry now, so I'm going to put this behind here. Okay, and that's about as far as it will go in, and that's okay. Okay, so got that one. We've got this and this and this. So, you know, that's a nice amount that we've done. And so that's good. Let's see. Leave that there. Let's go over here. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I wanted to do something on top of the pocket. So let's do, it's not the right blue. I'm looking here. Let's do some of Tim Holtz's tinsel. So I really like his tinsel. It's just a mini version. So I want to put this right here on top. And this came out of my stash. But you can, the kit has the bigger tinsel. Which works, it worked just fine. And I actually like the size better. Because, you know, it reminds me of when we used to put tinsel and icicles on our tree. No icicles, and nobody does those anymore. I don't know if they got taken off the market or what. I hadn't seen them in years. Well, I had them when our kids were little. And if we did a real tree, sometimes we did. And really in the early years we did. If we do a real tree, I would always put the tinsel on it. I'd always put icicles. And I'd also put those bubbling lights that look like a little candle. Those things are cool, and I actually still have some. I think I got them. I couldn't find them in all the stores, but I got them at Ace Hardware. I know. I went in there because I had like 6, and I was just going to replace the fuses or whatever in them. And they actually had them, so I bought 2 more boxes, which still isn't a lot, but they weren't cheap. I hate it when people know that something's a wanted type thing and really go all out to do it. Okay, so we're flipping over here. Let's go closer to the front. Okay, so this blue is so pretty. I'm thinking this side is perfect for journaling. So over here, I'm trying to think what I want to put on this side. Let me look. We still have some of this, which I like that a lot. We still have, I'm looking here, and we still have this tag also that I brought in from my stash of stuff. And we still have a little bit of the shiny paper. We also have this paper, which I brought out just because I thought, man, that is cool paper. I wonder what it would look like in my traveler's notebook. It's kind of a little bit of a different color. I'm thinking that I want to fold it and put it in. I know exactly what I want to do. So we're going to do it real quick. And excuse me while I move some things around. It just occurred to me what we could do. Now, this needs to be even. It needs to be a square. So I'm going to cut it at 11 by 11 and just see if that's going to be the right size. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. I'm going to do it 8 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to do by 11. Well, we don't have 11, so we'll just use what we got, and it's going to work fine. All right. Probably would have cut it the other direction. It might have worked better, but who knows, you know? Okay, so I got to think about this for a minute. So if I pull it back like this, that's not right. Give me a second while I think. Is it like that? So it's like that. Yeah, that's it. So it's going to be like this. Okay. And I'm going to fold this in. And just so you know, this has to be sewn with the sewing machine. So I'm thinking, is it like this or is it like that? No, I have to do it the other way. I'm sorry, guys. It has to be with the white on the outside, but I know how to fix that. So there's 2 different ways of doing this. If I did it the other way I was just about to show you, then I would have to I'd have to make it work on the other way. So you go like this. Make sure you're straight. And so what you want to do is fold this back here. And depending, let's see, if we put it over here, it's not going to work. Why is it doing that? But if I put it over here, it will work. And so that is what I'm going to do, except I don't want to mess up the blue paper. So I'm going to do it on this page. And if you want to leave a pocket underneath, you can. I'm not going to because I want it like this. Now, I'm going to glue this flap down just in the middle so that it won't affect me stitching. And I'm going to put, you guys, I'm going to have to move all this stuff over here. I didn't plan on having all this stuff up on my sewing machine. But I'm going to move it and we can stitch around this. And didn't I say we were going to stitch something else? Let me see what it was. I can't remember. It was from the last thing we did. I don't remember what it was, I guess. I had to wait for it to dry. I think it was the, that other, it's in the back. Okay, let's try this. I'll get my act together here. No, it wasn't this. I don't remember. I'm terrible. Wasn't that. It must have not been anything too important, or I would have made sure I got back to stitch it. So, that's not a big deal. We're going to keep going here till I get us back to where we belong. Okay, this will be right here waiting. Oh, it was this. I knew there was something. So I'm going to move our book to the side so it doesn't get involved in any of this ruckus that's going to go on in my sewing machine. I'm going to move all this stuff over to the left. Excuse me. All right, so I've got these two over here that need to be sewn on. So that's what we're going to do. I have such a mess going in here. I've been in my craft room all day. Got up this morning not feeling well. I can't remember what time I actually... Let me make sure you guys can see. There you go. All right, so what we're going to do with this, because this is going to lay down right here, which really should be over a little bit because it's over too far. So what I'm going to do is just trim it on my trimmer real quick. Excuse me. I got it a tiny bit too wide, and that's an easy fix. Let's see if this works. Perfect. Perfect. Doing straight stitch, doing it, you know, easy so it doesn't hurt anything. Now, I'm going to open it out when I stitch. So, excuse me while I do that. I've got you where you can see. Right there. Now, you want a back stitch here because it's right there at the top where you put things in and out. Then you can let go and just do it. And we're just stitching straight down. And when we get to the end, we're going to turn to the right. Okay? I learned this from Gail. I don't know where she learned it. She referred to another video at the time, but I never got to go check it out. So I'm sorry if you're the person. Sorry. Just let me know in the comments and I'll give you credit if you are. Now I'm going to turn it again up this way. I didn't get that last stitch super straight, but it doesn't matter. Now when I get to the top of this side on the left that we're on now, I'm going to turn and stitch to the right. Now I usually make these bigger, but because I cut it short, that's why we don't have but the one other square. I would have two other here out to the side, but I cut it too short and it was the only piece I had. So let me move this over. But it is a good point to make that it's okay if you don't have as a whole. It would be the size of a copy sheet is what I usually use, 8 by 8.5 or whatever, or 11.5. But you always want to make sure it's completely opened out, even though it's not going to be in your book. Okay, so we're going. Ooh, excuse me, that sounds aggressive. I'm going to go like this. Now the stitch is going to show on the other side when you're stitching in your, when you're writing in your book or your journal. And again, we're going to go to the right. I'm not really paying attention to getting everything perfectly straight because I'm talking. It's harder to go at this the way I'm doing it instead of on the outside. But I have a tendency to put it on the right side of the journal instead of on the left side. And this one is definitely going to be a left side procedure. Try not to go too fast. All right, so this is done. Now, while we're here, I'm going to stitch the other part. I'm also going to straighten this up a little bit. Okay, cut this off here. And back here. Okay, so now we're going to do this claim check, and I just have enough to do the claim check. So I'm going to start under the tinsel. I'm not going to go through the tinsel with my machine because it still has that glue. This will just make the tag look that much better. And stitching around your tags and stuff is so easy and super fast to do. So why not make it look better, you know? Now, across the top of this claim check, after I trim these, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Okay, where is it? There it is. Cut this off here. And I think I got all the strings. I'm going to zigzag across the top of that, just on the top. Soon as get my thread wound around here. Just to do something different. So as far as I know, that is all we're going to stitch for tonight. But I'm going to move this machine over there out of our way and straighten you back up. And we're going to try to finish what we're doing here. I'm going to tie these off because if I don't, it will just unravel. My machine will not zigzag backwards. I don't know. I got lucky, I guess. It's a Laura Ashley. You would think they would make a better product. But they don't always. Okay. This day has been a long day for me. My stomach has not been right. And then my husband goes and gets French fries with Spanish French fries. And yes, I ate some, but so far I'm okay. Okay, so this is stitched and ready to go back into the book, which is dry enough to put it back. But look at the difference in stitching it that it makes. It gives it such a clean look. Now, that is that one. And over here, this page that has the ice pack envelope is ready. And so is this little tag, I think. So that we finished that one. We finished that one. And we finished this one. So we did 3 full pages. And we're about to do this one right here. Now, we've stitched this and we've got it ready. And it's going to fold just like that, okay? Now, I'm going to glue this back section down and leave this open so that if someone wants to make a pocket out of it, they can. So there's 2 places now that people can make sure I'm doing it the right way after all of this. Okay, this is right there. I got too much glue right there. This thing just poured out. You never know. I don't cut a big hole in my glue because it's like crazy. I didn't hardly get any right there. Okay, now if you don't want the pocket, you would just put glue all over, just so you know. Now you're going to put it down folded, and depending on how you want it, I usually put it in the bottom right-hand corner, or left-hand, I mean. Bottom left-hand corner. And I usually do it 1/4 inch shorter than the height of the book. And on this one, I just kind of did whatever I cut. You know, sometimes I don't even think about how I'm going to do it. Now, this opens out. And on here is where you do all your journaling. Now, if I had done this at the 11.5 inches, this would be further out because you'd have 2 pages. I believe. I don't know. That's how I remember it. I'll put it that way. So I'm rubbing this down. And inside this, you make a pocket. You make a tag. Now, as far as a tag goes, I don't think that my time card will fit unless I cut it. And I'm not going to use that then because I don't want to cut it. I don't think it would look as good. So what do I do? What do I do? I guess we'll just take a card, and I have a little bit of this vintage paper left. This is vintage wrapping paper, Christmas wrapping paper. And I think I'm going to put it at the top. Let me see if that's what I want to use on there. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the top. Let me see. Okay, so let's glue it down here. It's not perfectly straight. And it has some slits right there, but I don't care. So I will ink this in just a second, but right now I'm going to glue this down. This paper is so floppy that it's hard to keep it still to put the glue on it. I'm going to have to cut this. I'm going to have to stop the video after this, because we will have done a lot, and I want to do at least one more video, and give you the opportunity to see as much as you can if you're learning. I'm going to try to cover these little slits up down there. I don't know if it will. Try to think, what can I put there? No telling. Get this glue off. Now I'm going to take my pen, after I ink that is, and I'm going to ink this card, this tag first. I'm going to flip it over, and this will be the journaling side if I decide I can journal that much. I don't journal by date. I just start at the beginning of the book, and whatever I have to say, I don't really mention days and all that. Yeah, I just, whatever comes to my brain. I mean, you know, I don't give it tons of thought. Okay, so that is done. Now I'm going to take this blue pen, and I'm going to take my ruler. Yeah, don't fall over. I'm going to use a ruler to do straight lines. And I'm going to come out here, and hopefully it will stay and not move on me. I'll probably ruin it here trying to keep it straight. Here we go. We're going to do it. This is one of those I'm not doing like a perfect. You got to be careful. These don't, these flare pens don't fade, and they don't smudge any of that stuff. It's crazy. Now, I went a little high on this side because I wanted to do it the... Okay, that'll be fine. It won't make any difference, except I missed it right there a little bit. Let me just bring this one up too. And they're going to look like little branches, which doesn't bother me a bit. Now let's do this one, and we'll make it look deliberate. I'll show you how. We're just going to go outside this. Yeah. Now I think I'll do it straight across right here. Now this paper is not perfectly straight, so I'm just putting it straight across there. And it is crooked, see? I should have stopped ahead of time. This is crooked down here too, so I'm going to try to make it look straighter. Don't count on it, but... Okay. Now we definitely have to have blue, a dark blue in here to journal with. Now I don't have any dark blue lace. All I've got is light. So I have this little bit of string here that's left over. But it is, oh, here's some. Got a couple things of blue. Okay. I'm sorry, I just hit hit the camera. All right, so I'm going to use this dark blue, and I'm folding it over and over again. I'll show you what I mean. Just 1 minute. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I folded it over and I folded it over, but I didn't trim anything. So we're working with double. See how the loop is? That little loop right there. Okay, so I'm going to put that through, if I can get it through here. And then I'm going to hang on to the other end so it doesn't pull apart. And pull it on here just like you would any tag. Yeah, and then you've got this loop. And I'm just going to take my scissors and cut the loop. All right, so this better fit. I didn't even measure now that I think about it. Oh no, we're going to have to trim this stupid thing. That's all right, because we have a lot on the outside. Don't be like me and not measure. It's super late and I'm getting tired. And I think if I would have measured, it would have been perfect. Otherwise it's like, no, it's not perfect. Now, before I ink this, I'm going to make sure it's straight. I'm telling you, I have no room on my, you know what I did wrong right here. See? I should not have stitched across that. This really should have been straight in the corner. So, in other words, this fold where I folded this under should have been straight in the corner. So I made 2 boo-boos. What do I say? You know, I do make mistakes just like anybody. Let's see. Yeah, I just need to take a little bit off. A little bit more. And it's probably going to take my stripe down this side off by doing that. Hopefully not. Yeah, it did a little bit. We'll fix it. Excuse me just a second while I cut this. So let's see if that's straight now. I can see that I need to straighten the other side. Yeah, it is straight. This is coming off. So let me put some glue right there. Isn't it funny how when you're needing to hurry, everything can go wrong? Do you guys have that happen? I'm going to go ahead and even it up right here, because I didn't like that not being even anyway. Okay, and then I'm going to have to do the top. And you might be saying, what top? What are you talking about, lady? This right here needed to be, you know. And I'm not going to add stripes back down the back, the side again, because we don't need it now. I just was trying to, so we have these that are going, across. Excuse me, I'm trying to open up this ink. And all of those look fine. They look like they're meant to be there on the sides. Okay, I forgot to ink the back on that. Well, maybe I did, and I just don't remember. Now, normally, I would ink this also before I sew it, and I didn't. Because if doing it like I'm doing it right now, sometimes you can find yourself in trouble because this ink is not super dark, but it helps a little bit. I'm not going to worry about inking it overkill. Just a little bit. Okay, I hope you guys can see. All right, so that goes like this. And we're going to put our tag in. Now, that came out. Can you believe that? That's why I always tie instead of loop. If I'd put some glue on there, I didn't. It was my fault too. So, but I'm going to go ahead and tie it because I don't want to have to stop and repair things every time I get in my book, you know. So, we'll do it the simple way. But I feel like the simple way is also the better way for me. Go in there. So when you get down to this point of using your scraps, it's more challenging, but it's actually, you're like, okay, what do I do? You know, what am I going to put in there? I don't have anything else. And it's fun to try to find something else in your room or whatever, you know, to make it work. Okay, I'm having trouble getting these strings to cooperate, but here we go. Okay. Now it is, I believe it is fixed. This side's a little longer, so I'm going to clip it and make it work. Okay, finally. Oh my goodness. Thought I was never going to get it done. Yeah, this is exactly how it's supposed to be. Now, you can journal here. You can journal anywhere on this page. You can add, then when you get ready to flip it out, you journal some more. And inside here, you can put a pocket, a journaling card. So, we are done for tonight. This took a little longer than I expected, but I kind of had a few snags here. And let me get this open. Some glue sticking. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've had fun. I know what I'm going to put right here. I'm signing off, and I'm remembering at the same time that I have all these birds that, if I can find them, and you know, I've been using birds throughout. So I was going to see if there's a bird we can put right here. There's a little guy. He looks cute right there. He is a keeper. I'm going to ink his little back a little bit where I cut, because you can see the cut lines if you don't ink these fussy cut things. You'll be able to see when you glue it down. You'll say, why is that standing out? Well, that's why. Okay, glue this down, and then we're going to sign off. So, if you enjoyed today's video, is what I'm telling you right now, as I work, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. We're trying to grow my channel, and all the help you can give me, I appreciate. Okay. It's not overly important to me, but it just allows more people to see my videos. My videos will pop up so people can discover them, the more subscribers I have. So that's the reason I was asking you to do that. It's not a big deal. Okay, so here you go. This is this page, this page, this page, and this page. And I think we finished something over here. I don't remember. I don't remember. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.